up, guys? This is kind of I guess a Humdrum's Drive light. I didn't plan on doing this video, but there are a few questions that I actually missed on that Q&A, and I said I want to answer all questions. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, and I'm going to do a shout out too. So anyway, let's get into this. The first question is from Retro School Geek 1, and he wants to know what equipment do I use and maybe some software tips. So first off, I use a Canon T5i, and I'm gonna put links to all these in the description. But yeah, I use a Canon T5i camera. That's pretty much what I've used my whole YouTube journey, and it's been a great camera. I enjoy it. When I first started using it, I wasn't really aware of all the tricks that you could do with it. I started out using it in auto mode, and now I do manual. I do everything manual. I set all my lighting, I set my my shutter speed, all that stuff, my ISO. So I've gotten a little bit better at using it, and I do a little bit of post editing. So the final picture is not the actual raw image that you see. I do some post editing, like I said. And I also use the Limo Studio umbrellas. Those have been working really well for me. And if you noticed, if you've been with my channel for a while, I started out using the shotgun mic, and then I eventually gravitated towards a lavalier. And now I use an actual external device with my lavalier plugged into it. I use a Zoom H1, and then I have my Sony lavalier plugged into that. And I found that using the best equipment, it'll just give you that much better of a product, especially audio. I think audio is one of the things that is often overlooked for video, but if you have really crappy sounding audio, then it can deflect your viewers away from the video. And by the way, I'm going to lunch right now. I'm actually going to one of my favorite cheeseburger joints in town, Top Corral. So a little plug there for Top Corral. And as far as editing goes, I tried quite a few different programs. I started out using Wondershare, and it was pretty limited in what I could do with it. And I switched over to, I believe, Corel, and Corel was just too buggy. So eventually I landed on Adobe Premiere Elements 14 is what I'm using now, and I love that program. I can do everything I want to do with it and more. Really, I feel like I've only scratched the surface as to what I could do with it. I chose not to do Adobe Premiere Pro because I didn't feel like paying a monthly fee. And so far, Elements has done everything I wanted to do. But I will say, look, if you get into it, make sure you look at all the tutorials online. There are a million of them. And, just don't be afraid to dive in there and, try different things with it. Next question is from Adia Khan 1. I hope I pronounced that right. He wants to know if I could be cast as either Freddie, Michael, or Jason in an 80s slasher. Which one would I want to be? And I don't think I would ever want to attempt to be Freddie. Robert Englund is Freddie. He does such a great job, and I don't think I could ever do that justice, of course. I dress up as Michael Myers every year for Halloween, and I hand candy out to kids, and that is a blast. So my pick would probably be Michael Myers, but I think it would be fun to play Jason too. Shadow Lord Gaming 1 wants to know what was the first horror movie I ever watched, and I believe it was Friday the 13th Part 3. I was around 10 years old, and I remember that's probably the first movie that really scared me too. Next question is from Richard Bishop 1, and he wants to know who I think would win in a fight between Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Isn't that the question? Everybody always asks this question, and it's a tough one because it depends on which version of the character you're using. I think if you put the Tyler Mane Michael Myers against, say Kane Hodder, it would be a damn good fight. Or even the Don Shanks. Don Shanks is a big guy, and he was a pretty beastly looking Michael Myers. So to give you an answer on that, it's tough. I can't really decide. And they're both very different characters, but they're both silent, so they're very similar too. So, I mean, just knee-jerk reaction. I got to go with my boy Michael. I got it. Next question is from Tom Walker 1, and he wants to know if I could create my own slasher killer, who would it be and what would his backstory be? And you know, it's a tough one because they've really just created every single slasher you can possibly imagine, every single backstory. So it's hard to be original with slasher killers. But I do like the idea of a slasher killer that maybe grew up in the mountains, you know? I don't know of any others, you know. I guess it'd be like a Grizzly Adams type slasher killer. And I think his backstory would be that he just grew up in the mountains and didn't want anybody trespassing, you know. Maybe he's a Mongoloid. I guess that is kind of like The Hills Have Eyes a bit. But they really haven't done a straight up slasher movie with that type of feel. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. And I guess that's the best answer I could give. I wish I could give a better answer than that. Maybe if I have some time to think about it and I come up with something better, then I will definitely let you guys know. And then lastly, I'd like to give a shout out to a friend of mine on YouTube, Blackout DJ. And this is a guy that creates his own interpretations of slasher themes or horror themes. He just recently did one for The Exorcist. I'll post a link to that and give him a sub. But he's done quite a few for the Halloween series, and I really dug them, especially the one he did for Halloween 6. I thought that was awesome. So yeah, definitely give Blackout DJ a look and a sub. So anyway, guys, I'm pulling into Top Corral now. I'm gonna get my cheeseburger and my fries. But hopefully I got every question this time, and I got some really positive feedback on this Q&A. I really enjoyed doing it. So, and I know a few of you said I should do more of those, so I definitely will. I'll do more Q&As down the line. Maybe different themed Q&As, like just all horror questions might be fun, you know. But yeah, so more of that to come. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you join the Killer Flicks Facebook page. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and Drum Dumb out.